If Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews.
Don't make me destroy you.
Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews, and this is my review for Hubie Halloween. And oh my god, another year, another Adam Sandler Netflix release, and what utter tripe it is. Unfunny and littered with tired Sandler tropes. Hubie Halloween symbolises the very essence of necessary avoidance. Hubie Halloween, directed by Stephen Brill, written and produced by Sandler, who stars as Hubie himself, follows Hubie Dubois, who thanklessly spends every Halloween looking after Salem's residents, ensuring they celebrate and play by the rules. The rules sounds like a horror movie. Ooh. Unfortunately for him, a criminal is on the loose, and it falls upon Hubie to convince the people that monsters are real. The premise is about as interesting as this film gets, or as funny as it gets. It's confusing, and by the end, it is an utterly forgettable endeavour. And a frustratingly painful endeavour at that, full of cameos, characters and performances that don't hit the mark in any way, shape or form whatsoever. This garbage is compounded by a terrible script and a wholly unoriginal and obvious performance by Sandler, once again providing that trademark childlike performance, complete with an over-exaggerated vocalization that we have seen countless times in practically every single film of his since the dawn of time. It feels truly tired, laborious to the point of self-immolation and boredom. The characterization feels completely outdated, a holdover from lesser works, and smacks of something more at home on a kids' TV programme. Does anyone really find these caricatures funny? Or an example of a good performance? Who are these films for? Surely not comedy connoisseurs, because those people tend to have a great sense of taste and a great eye for clever, meaningful jokes and setups. Honestly, I fully expected Sandler to totally drop the vocal work at one point and slip into his real voice in some sort of macabre left field revelation. It really is that ridiculous that such a preposterous shift would have fit perfectly for this direction and the direction that the film takes. If fart jokes and stereotypes that worked wonderfully in 1994 are your thing, then this film will probably sit right at home with you, and fair play to you. But this is a nonsensical film, throughout which some could argue is acceptable due to the comedy trappings, but even comedy needs some form of smart in order to power forward the rewards of character. But there is nothing here. Everything is obvious in plotting and nothing is funny. Jokes are repeated to the point of breaking, and Hubie's ineptitude is designed to form the backbone of the comedy, but instead gets completely in the way of every single possibility and any moment that had the potential for laughs, and indeed moments of character development. Hubie is constantly bullied, but there are no consequences, no ramifications to it by the end. The development and end harbour nothing in the way of growth or redemption for the people who have hurt him before, nor does any of it feel earned. The final shot completely feels almost dreamlike and ridiculous beyond measure. To be fair, the smaller performances are better. Ray Liotta is, typically Ray Liotta. There's a load of sun coming through the window now, which oddly symbolises the sheer, small rays of light that shine through in this film. Steve Buscemi is quite fun himself, but he is massively underused. And Julie Bowen of Modern Family is utterly wasted, despite having some really good moments. It's frustrating to see that an actor with such brilliant comedic timing is utilised for something so underwhelming and lacking. Julie Bowen needs a vehicle to propel her beyond the successes of Modern Family. Sadly, this is nowhere near it, despite the honest and measured performance she gives. But you can tell that she doesn't really truly believe in anything that's really happening. Another fundamental issue is there are just too many characters. Too many characters. Closing the curtain because it's so bright. There are just too many characters, which limit those actors already on display. There are long sequences with all these extra characters who are purely used as plot devices and little else. They're essentially MacGuffins themselves. They do nothing except provide some form of direction. God, it's pointless. Funnily enough, the film is actually pretty well shot. It looks pretty decent with some interesting framework and lighting that would have fit quite well in a standard horror movie. And as you can tell, the lighting has gone dark again, symbolising just the sheer depths of hell that this film trundles into. There are some, clearly some setups designed to emulate the original Halloween film. You have the suburban atmosphere, you have the weird Halloween night antics. It works, but like everything else in this film, it doesn't do more and is undone by the lesser elements. I feel sorry for those that did actually put time into this creativeness. Adam Sandler promised us, and this is the real ticker, he promised us a bad film if he didn't win the Oscar for Uncut Gems. Well, I guess this absolute garbage is the revenge he promised, and revenge is a dish best served cold, and he serves it completely cold here. It's delicious if you enjoy this kind of feast. For that, you have to give him credit. The film, this lackluster waste of time deserves no such credit at all. But you know what? I half expect him to develop a sequel.
We're gonna carry on and plan the sequel, because let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel.
I mean, we got a sequel to Paul Blart Mall Cop, and no one asked for that. So there we go. We'll probably end up getting a sequel. Stupid, insipid, and insulting, and as ridiculous as the Swiss Army thermos that Hubie carries around. What the hell is that? What the chuff is that thermos? Equal parts Transformer and a limb from Inspector Gadget. A ridiculous MacGuffin that pastes over plot holes and comedy holes. Awful. Oh, by the way, Rob Schneider's in this. Brilliant. Another wasted actor, but we'll not get into that. We've already covered that already. Utter trash. A waste of talented actors and a waste of nearly 2 hours of my time. A 1 out of 10, I think, is most deserving for this film. And thank you very much, Adam Sandler, for providing this film, because creatively, recently, I found myself in the middle ground. I've never been, I've never had something really angry to sink my teeth into, even with all the strangeness that's going on with 2020. But this is it. This is it. Thank you very much, Mr. Sandler. Thank you very much for giving me this feeling of anger yet again. I can feel it coursing through me. It's delicious. It's breathtaking. But yes, a 1 out of 10 for this film. I cannot stress enough how much you should avoid this film. Avoid it like the plague. Avoid it like it would come out of the TV and strangle you like a ghoul in a horror movie, because it will strangle any sense of humour out of you. It will strangle any sense of enjoyment that you may harbour for films of the comedy nature. There you have it. And that is my review for Hubie Halloween. What a terrific name as well. But let us just quickly move on. I'd like to thank Nathan Smith for providing me with the brand new intro, which has debuted in this review today. He's a very good friend of mine. He is also a creator. There is a link down below to his YouTube channel, Death by Pie. He does some wonderful things there, singing songs that we all recognise and putting his own particular spin on them. He is a great man. You can follow him on Twitter as well, and you can see his wonderful acting abilities and his wonderful musical abilities, which were definitely showcased in the intro. So thank you very much, Nathan Smith. Again, thank you, Mr. J, as well. If you're watching, you provided me with some technical info, and I hope that it has actually come across in this video. Obviously, I do need to work on the lighting, but that is something that's coming up pretty soon, I hope. It's all budgetary, but I'm going to hopefully get there eventually. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.